Hello, my name is Jenny Guadalupe Campo Larcon, and I'm going to present the research video number 2. And for this video, we were asked to identify the characteristics of a good literature review. So first of all, it should consist in a handful of research studies, literature reviews, and other articles of the topic. Um, so this way, we will have a good amount of information that can help us to keep with our investigation. Is to identify the type of sources because there are many type of sources like journals, the internet, the databases, the books, and even the persons that are sources of information. So these sources they are considered the strongest if they are literature reviews or theoretical articles that are peer reviewed and come from primary empirical sources. This means that um, the author of the articles is also the researchers of the study. So these are the strongest ones, and that they should be considered in the first place for a literature uh, research. And the other thing is to find the sources. And to do this, we can use several strategies like locating a review of literature. Not all of the topics have a review of literature, but there are some topics that it has, and then we should consider if our topic is it has one. So the database it's also a good source, and to search this, we can find to do this, we can find we can use like the databases like ERIC, PsycInfo, and Education Full Text, which are databases that are related to educational topics, and we can use keywords related to our topic to introduce that, and then it's gonna help us to find all the information related to that topic. And also, the other thing is that we need to summarize information from the articles. And in this time, the literature review is going to focus just on the methods, the results, and the conclusions reported on the studies to obtain the key pieces of information from those articles. So we're going to start discriminating all the information, and we're going to collect just the data or just the information that we need to do to have our good literature review. Then the relationship between the literature review and the research staff. So here, the point of this or the relationship between this is that we can, with the literature review, we can identify the processes, the themes, and the meanings, and also the variables maybe that we are going to use to measure our what we're going to investigate. And then with the literature review, we can identify also what is the research lacking of. So the more we read, the more we can identify what it's missing. Now, the relationship between the literature review, the research gap, and the research question. If we have or we find a good amount of studies or the literature that have been held in our research topics, then we can find what has been done, what is currently being done, and what the research is lacking of or what is, has not been addressed yet. So we can improve maybe a theory or we can improve a story or not improve, but maybe we can change the context where that story was applied to. And also we can change the variables and we can adapt the study to new variables or to new context. And then with when once we find these gaps, we can finally we will then refine the research question that is going to lead our investigation. Then the characteristics of a good research question. Well, I found these ones, and I think these are the main characteristics because, first of all, the research question is perfectible. This means that the research question is going to change as the literature reviews continues, because at the beginning we were just going to have a general research question that is going to keep changing as we keep reading, and also the research question is researchable or doable. This means that it will eventually be answered as the collection of data continues, and it also should be defined. It also should define the variables and identify the themes, the process, and meanings that are being investigated. Uh, so we will have something to research on. And then it's focused because, well, this means that the more we read and ask experts on the topic about the the information or how the studies have been conducted, all of the things that we can have in mind about the topic, and we think that it's gonna be useful for our research if we read more about it. Uh, then the more we will identify the issues, the problems, and or the variables we are trying to improve, as I said before, and we will have a refined question that will help us to then to focus on those specific areas that we want to improve or we want to research about. And that will be it. Thank you.